Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. I know the lighting's weird right now because I just have like my phone light on. It's not always going to be like this, but I'm starting a new series where I like review the movies I watch because I kind of need some content on here. And I watch a lot of movies, I'm a film student, it's kind of what I do to study. So I figured might as well turn it into a series in my spare time of like work and all that. So what I watched was Annihilation. It's like a sci-fi horror, cosmic horror, which we don't get much of in Hollywood. And it stars Natalie Portman as this biologist, and she doesn't lead this team, but she's part of a team who goes into this area that an asteroid landed in called the Shimmer, and it's changing like the wildlife and the area of this, and it's just continuing the spread. And they've sent teams in to like figure out everything, but nothing has ever come back out. So like it's a sci-fi horror kind of deal going like, what the hell is this thing that's slowly but surely starting to engulf the planet? This movie, like when it came out, it did not do well at the box office. I'm pretty sure it was one of the bigger bombs in the box office that year. It went into Netflix outside of the U.S. and a couple other places, but I don't know. I like this kind of shit. It's a little up there and heady. Best way to describe it is like it's more of an intellectual movie, which I believe the director Alex Garland really defended that fact and wanted to keep it like this, and like refused notes from Paramount and all that. But I will say it's not the most engaging movie or the most engaging story out there, because this story's been kind of done before. I believe it's also based on a book of the same name, but which is also a series, but I'm pretty sure this is the only book that's going to get a movie out of it. And honestly, I like what this movie goes for visually. It just has an overall very creepy atmosphere throughout the entire movie. Especially, I do think the acting is great across the board, but I do want to give a shout out to Oscar Isaac. I feel like I say this about everything he's in, but and with the very little scenes that he's in this, he kills this shit. Like, he's scary in this. Whether or not he's supposed to be scary, he's not an antagonistic figure, but he's very scary in this movie. Overall, I just think the acting across the board is very good. It's mainly a female cast, actually, with Natalie Portman as the lead. Jennifer Jason Leigh is also in it. Tessa Thompson and Gina Rodriguez, and also and through like I don't know, like flash forwards after everything, Benedict Wong also shows up in this. And it had a good structure to its story. I think from a technical standpoint, like especially production design, which was gorgeous. I'm surprised that didn't get any like awards, to my knowledge. Like lighting, also the cinematography. It created a very good atmosphere, which I think is the best part about this movie. The visual imagery that this movie gives off. There's not a bunch of cosmic horror movies that get this kind of money, and I really appreciate it because there's just some terrifying visuals in this movie that shake me to my core, and I love it when movies like this are made in general, but like especially get this kind of budget. In a weird sort of way, for a more recent comparison from this year, at least in like an idea, it's very similar to The Northman. This kind of auteur director getting a good budget to make this out there, well, not out there in some instances, but a higher concept movie with a good amount of like imagery, and there's appreciation to the craft here, and that's what I like most about it. But I do side with Paramount in thinking maybe Alex Garland could have let off of the more intellectual, ambiguous stuff in here. Because I also think he's made the worst movie that's released in 2022 so far at the time of me making this video, Men, which was just atrocious in my opinion. But yeah, that's usually that's pretty much my thoughts on Annihilation. I think the acting here is stellar. The technical aspects are pretty much the best part, and I love the atmosphere it's giving, but the story needed much more work. If I had to go on a scale, I would give it an 8 out of 10 or 4 stars if you prefer it that way. Let me know what you think of this new quasi series that I think is gonna happen. I got some interesting movies on my watch list that I'm gonna rewatch for this series, along with new ones that I'm probably gonna see. Stuff that's gonna pop up is gonna be another video right here that I think you might like, and on the other side is gonna be a way for you to subscribe. Alright, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.